Mr Speaker.
Stuart Nash.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker, I don't share that member's optimism. I'm going to push really hard to be part of the general debate yet again before the end of the year. I'm going to go hard. But on that, I do agree with the member on one thing when he said that we should be allowed to live in our communities and feel safe and secure. We believe this. I think it's absolutely vital for the health and well-being of our various communities up and down the country that we can feel safe and secure in our homes, in business, on our streets. In fact, we've come a long way, Mr Speaker. My kids just cannot believe that when I was young, we used to go out, we'd leave the door open, the car would be unlocked, there'd be bikes on the front lawn and no worries whatsoever. Those were the good old days, and there's no reason we shouldn't or we can't go back there. But Mr Speaker, at the end of May this year, the Police Minister Judith Collins, signed off on the police 4-year plan. On page 51 of that plan, there was a little table and it highlighted the number of police from 2016 through to 2020. And the surprising thing was there was no increase whatsoever in sworn or non-sworn staff over those 4 years. Now let's move forward 6 months to question time today, Mr Speaker. And the Minister said to me, one thing I agree with her, what the Minister said to me was, Mr Nash, I've been telling you and the Prime Minister has been telling you for months there is something coming. And that was it, Mr Speaker. She has been telling me for months that we've got a plan, we're going to do something about this. And then, surprisingly, Minister Tolley stood up and she said something I completely agree with as well. What she said was, I judge a person on their actions, not their words. And I think Mrs Tolley should have a talk to Judith Collins, because Judith Collins has been talking for 6 months that New Zealand, something is coming. In the meantime, the Tauranga Women's Refuge said that 60% of our cases, we have problems with P. In the meantime, Mr Speaker, burglaries go up, sexual violence assaults go up, violence in our communities go up, resolutions drop. And the Minister has a lot of good words, but no actions. Mr Speaker, what we're talking about here is a group of men and women who are absolutely committed to the New Zealand Police and to the communities they serve. In fact, their workplace survey showed that over 85% of police officers are absolutely committed to the community and to New Zealand Police, and that's fantastic. But Mr Speaker, what that survey also showed is that 55% of respondents said they had far too much undue work stress. And 60% of the respondents actually said the police are not meeting the promises they make to the public. It's quite a dichotomy, isn't it? So we've got a highly committed force here, but down here they're quite dissatisfied because they know they're not meeting the promises. And then in the paper on Sunday, Mr Speaker, we see that the police have closed down the Panmure, Ellerslie and Epsom stations. When the Minister was asked about this on Tuesday, she seemed as surprised as the rest of us. Maybe because they're closing down an Epsom station, there might be some action, because I expect the people in Epsom won't be particularly happy about this, but we never know. And then, Mr Speaker, in Mount Roskill, what do we find out? The Mount Roskill police station isn't even open during the day. What? It's not open during the day in Mount Roskill. Now, this isn't unusual to Mount Roskill. This is up and down our country. The Napier Police Station isn't open during the day. So what we had, no, sorry, that's not true. That's not open after hours. There's a phone there. If you've got a problem after hours, you pick up the phone outside the police station. If you're lucky, someone might turn up. But, Mr Speaker, I'm not blaming the police for this. I'm not blaming the police at all, because I have immense respect for the work that our police do in our community. In fact, they're out there working day and night, doing a job that I couldn't do. In fact, what they are doing is they are making sure that all of our families can sleep safely in our beds. I have immense respect for them. But I actually think at this point in time, Mr Speaker, they're being let down by the Minister. The Police Association are saying, we need 1,000 more police. And there's only one party that's listening. Well, no, that's not fair. New Zealand First has said they want more police as well. But Labor is the only party that's come out with a costed policy that says, you know, communities of New Zealand, we've listened. We are going to give you 1,000 more police, a fully funded, fully backed initiative that will deliver to our communities, because we believe it is imperative if our communities are to not only survive but thrive, do well, feel safe. We need more police on the streets. That is why we are saying to the National Party, to the people of New Zealand, to everyone, 1,000 more police under Labour.
Ian McKelvey.